Good day, ma'am. I am one of the reporters of the third group, and today we will be tackling about the learning literacies of the 21st century. But first, allow me to introduce myself. I am Dianne Dosdos from BEd 3, and today I will be delving more on the digital literacy and its four principles. As we all know, literacy is a very broad topic, and it involves a various type of literacies, which involves the digital literacy, ecological literacy, creativity literacy, media literacy, and environmental literacy. There are many types of literacies that each of us must be aware of. Now we will be digging on more on the topic of the digital literacy. So before we discuss more about the specific type of literacy, which is the digital literacy, let us define first what is a literacy. So as we all know, if we hear the word literacy, our perception would be it is being able to read and to write. So you're literate if you can read and you can write already, the basic. However, in our modern world today, we are getting more advanced. And as the world is continuously changing, we are also changing our perceptions. So today, we define literacy in a more deeper way. So it does not only involve reading and writing, but it involves fluency and comprehension. Literacy, as defined in here, is the ability to make sense of something, often generalized as the ability to read and write. In many ways, reading is reading, media is media. But in the same way, a play places unique comprehension demands on a reader compared to a poem or a letter. So do digital media compared to classic media forms. In the 21st century, new literacies are emerging, and digital media forms allow communication to be more nuanced than ever before. So as I have said, with the emerging new literacies is that nasa ka ng changes as we perceived what is literacy. So it was compared in here na when it is reading, mainly it's all about reading. But when it's about play, kung you are performing a play, it needs more comprehension ba. So, if you compare ito ni siya into the digital literacy, it's that ang digital literacy is just like the play, na more broad siya, need kag comprehension. So, it's not merely about being able to read and write. It is very broad that it involves evaluation, and it involves also comprehension. With the emerging literacies, is that mas grabe ato ang learning. Why? Kay ari sa digital literacy is that mas nihimong nindot ang ato ang way of communicating. With digital literacy, we use various types of technology which is very engaging and it's very effective pod. Kaya nga naman, with digital literacy, we can approach those who are far from us. We can exchange informations even with distance. We can disseminate information sa mass nga daghan ang makahibaw, daghan ang ma-aware. So, we're not really expecting with digital literacy, it would be large scope ang maabdan sa mga informations. It's because it was rapidly used in our world today. You will never see any human being nga dili kahibaw og technology. Well, at least dili kayo ingong fluent or kanang maayo gid mo gamit sa technology. However, they do have knowledge about technology. They know how to type using your mobile phones or even use the cameras or kanang naano jud sila kanang awareness about the advancement of our world. So this is not new to us ang kaning digital literacy. Kaning digital literacy is it emerges mainly because technology is rampant in our world today. Digital literacy, as defined in here, is about being able to make sense of digital media. This occurs through meaningful and sustainable consumption and curation patterns that improve an individual's potential to contribute to an authentic community. This includes the ability to analyze, prioritize, and act upon the countless digital media 21st century citizens encounter on a daily basis. So, I have mentioned already that digital literacy involves the use of various digital medias. So, it's not merely about reading and writing but it's all about how you analyze, how you evaluate, and how you use the various types of medias nga gigamit karon sa ato ang new generation, ngari sa ato ang community. And this is really helpful kay with digital media, we can inform others. It is wide reach siya. Dili lang ingong within your community, makagamit ka sa media and maka-disseminate kag informations, but as well as those who are out of your community, they can be reached out. And you can form various connections with others through digital media. You can even promote your mga crafts nga sa inyong community with digital medias. You can use it in many ways which will benefit the community. And aminin man natin sa hindi, kay ang digital media is very helpful man jud siya. However, nasa siya it impose dangers pod. But we should be mindful of our actions lang jud para ang katong mga danger nga i-bring sa sa media is kanang dili siya ingong maka-effect na to in a very negative na jud nga manner. So, digital literacy is wide. It involves 4 principles that we should be aware of. The first one is comprehension. So, comprehension, merely this word, involves not only knowing about something, but it is also about having in-depth understanding about that certain information that has been communicated. So, why is comprehension man di ay involved sa principles of digital literacy? Is it because kailangan tag comprehension when we use media? Or is it because comprehension is a must sad nga kailangan na ang isa ka individual in order for them to absorb the informations being shared nga sa media? So comprehension is the first principle of digital literacy, which is simply the ability to extract implicit and explicit ideas from a media. So unsa din ang implicit and explicit ideas? So when we say implicit ideas, these are ideas that are not readily said. It needs careful analysis nga i-analyze yung maayo ang mga words nga gi-express nga sa media. It's because dili siya ingong directly nga gisulti jud kung unsa ang meaning nga dapat niyang ihatag or nga gi-share niya sa mga audiences. And when we say explicit this is explicitly said. Na siya kanang kung unsa ta ang word nga gisuis mo gito siya. What is said is said. So, kung unsa to ilang mga nasabdan na nga words, unsa to nga mga words gigamit nila is mao sad ang pagsabot sa uban. But with media, we use various techniques in sharing informations. Kay it's very engaging baya. When kailangan tang magamit og critical thinking, kailangan natong i-analyze pang informations nga nakita nato nga sa media. And it is very helpful for us nga ma-build ang ato ang thinking. With analysis is higher order na jud kay na siya tanan. So, dili lang merely sabto na to ang usa ka information, ang isa ka sentence nga naa nga sa media, but it's all about how we observe those informations, how it influences us, how it kanang changes the way we think about a certain idea. So, it influences our perceptions sa draba, the way we absorb, the way we understand the information shared in media. So this is why comprehension is one of the principles in digital literacy. Kay with comprehension, we would be able to know kung unsa to nga mga informations ang makuha nato nga sa technology nga atong gigamit. Let's see for example nga kanang you're new with an app, let's say for example sa Google, bag-o ka sa Google, and then sa Google is that dagag mga informations which could be fake, and you have to carefully analyze if these informations are updated or outdated na siya. So you need critical thinking, you need to analyze first kung unsa tong mga content nga naa sa media. It's because kalap na jud kayo ang mga false informations nga naa nga ra. So we should not merely tan-aw lang sa kung unsay nakita nato, unsa nga mga words nga nangadto is go kana dayon. Dili man siya ingong kana credible ang mga informations nga makuha nato if ingana siya. So another principle of digital literacy is the interdependence. So when we understand the word interdependence alone, it's not just about coexisting, but it's all about supplementing each other, giving support to each other. This is because digital literacy supports us in various ways. In terms of education, in terms of sa ato ang panginabuhi, in terms of kanang searching for informations, and many more. So this is the reason why interdependence is one of the principles of digital literacy. Interdependence is the second principle of digital literacy because it refers to how one media form connects with another, whether potentially, metaphorically, ideally, or literally. Little media is created with the purpose of isolation, and publishing is easier than ever before. Due to the sheer abundance of media, it is necessary that media forms not simply coexist, but supplement one another. So, with various forms of media that is existing in our world today, we can use those various medias, we can use those integrating each other. So, for example, reporters. So, with the reporters is that they use media to share informations. So, it can be in mass media or even sa mga radio stations. So, with that, it's already supplementing each other. So, it's all about interdependence with each other. So, dili lang siya ingong merely ang isa ka media is magamit rin na siya sa isa ra ka activity. But you can use it in various ways and integrating other medias as well para mas mahimo nga effective ang pag-disseminate og information, ang pag-use sa media, because we should be more creative enough nga kanang katang media is that not for single purposes lang siya nga gamiton, but we can use it as different ways. The next principle of digital literacy is all about social factors of sharing. So when we say social factors of sharing, there are various factors that we need to consider when sharing information to medias. So ang kaning sharing information is that it's not new to us, especially that we've already know what is digital literacy and what are the medias nga kanang gamiton nato when it comes to sharing information, which includes katong mga cell phones, laptops, mga televisions, radios, and such. So these are various types of medias nga that emerges gikan sa start sa kanang pag-improve sa atong world up until today. And still na pa mga various types of medias nga mag-emerge. And then ang kaning media, we use it for sharing and storing informations nga dili lang nato i-keep ang intong informations by ourselves. Social factors sharing is no longer just a method of personal identity or distribution, but rather can create messages of its own. Who shares what to whom through what channels can not only determine the long-term success of the media, but can create organic ecosystems of sourcing, sharing, storing, and ultimately repackaging media. So with social sharing of social factors of sharing information sa media, is that we can use media and various ways of sharing and storing informations. Dili lang kung kinsa to ang source of information is katura jud, but there are various ways in which others use media to disseminate those informations. Nga ang tanan jud wide scope jud, ang tanan jud is ma-reach out jud ato nga mga informations. Let's say for example is that ang information is that kanang share na siya sa televisions. But as well as naasay mga kanang let's say mga reporters nga mag-share atong certain informations pod nga gikan sa televisions adto sa radios. And gikan sa radios is naapoy uban nga mag-share og informations ngadto sa ilang social media accounts nga sa cellphones. So that way it's like nag-supplement sa media ang katong other medias as well. Nga kanang nag-use ta og different types of media in sharing informations, supplementing each other. They are not just coexisting. But are sa social factors of sharing and storing informations is that with various medias is that we can store those informations. So the fourth principle of digital literacy is somehow very broad because this fourth principle involves how we store the informations in various platforms which would also benefit us. Let's say for example sa YouTube. We use YouTube kanang ma-monetize na nato ang ato mga content sa YouTube. So kanang it's like we're hitting two birds with one stone. Kay you can share information sa YouTube and as well as you are kanang gaining benefits sa pag-share nimo atong informations kay ma-monetize to siya. And not only that, sa kanang pag-share po nimo mga kanang content sa Pinterest, mga pictures. For example is Facebook. So just like YouTube is ma-monetize na po nimo ngara sa Facebook nimo. So as long as you're creating contents or kanang you're sharing informations ngara sa Facebook and daghan ang mga maka-reach ato nga informations, you're storing already informations kay still you can go back to those posts nimo nga to sa Facebook nga kung ganhan ka nga mag-recall ato nga mga informations nimo, di ba na ay kanang nga sa Facebook is that na mga memories and as well, and then maka-benefit man jud ka kay as I have said ma-monetize na nimo ang content nimo nga sa Facebook. So it's like you're already sharing informations and as well as maka-benefit ka kay naapoy mabalik sa imo sa pag-share nimo ato nga informations. The last and the most crucial one as a principle is the curation, speaking of storing, which is over storage of favorite content through platforms such as Pinterest, Pearltree's Pocket, and others is one method of save to read later. But more subtly, when a video is collected in a YouTube channel, a poem ends up in a blog post, or an infographic is pinned to Pinterest or stored in a Learnist board, that is also a kind of literacy as well. The ability to understand the value of information and keep it in a way that makes it accessible and useful long-term. Elegant curation should resist data overload and other signs of digital hoarding, while also providing the potential for social curation working together to find, collect, and organize great information. So, one of the advantages when using digital literacy is that you're not just sharing information but you are also storing informations which are long-term, which are sustainable. Kaya katong informations, as I have said, is you can go back to it. You can go back to your videos or mga pictures ninyo nga share nga ra online. And then, ma-recall to ninyo nga mga informations, ma-restore gihapon to ninyo nga mga informations. That is one of the advantage of the digital literacy. It's dili lang siya one time, but you can use it long term. And kanang nga mga na-store ninyo nga mga videos is that it also is kanang, for example, kay kanang, let's see, kanang mga Amazon or Kindle nga app. Kana sila is that these are apps which is, let's say, kanang murag online library siya, e-library. So if you're a reader and you want books nga readily available lang even without payment, I mean naaman ni mga kanang online applications that needs payment as well sa mga books, but na mga online nga mga platforms pod nga free ra siya nga maka-access ka sa mga books. So let's say for example katong, as I have said, katong Amazon, so kanang you can store kanang mga different books nga ganahan jud nimong basahon and then save for it nga later imuha to siyang tan-awon balik. And then such as kanang sa YouTube sad. Sa YouTube is that kanang maka-share ka video and then pwede sad kanang you're searching for informations nga kanang magtudlo sa imo kanang tutorials nga sa YouTubes. So sa YouTube is that na mag-share og mga tutorials, right? So sa pag-share nila ang mga tutorials is that dili lang sila ang maka-benefit na, but as well as katong mga viewers or audiences, kay katong mga audiences nga who are searching for credible informations nga mas makatudlo gyud sa ilaha. So nabay daghang nga mga YouTube users nga mag-search lag informations, mga step by step guide nga ra sa YouTube, and then long term siya, sustainable siya, kay kanang makita ra man jud nimo ang imuhang mga videos even though kanang pila na ka years ang nilabay, maka-search gyapon, makita gyapon nimo ang imuhang mga videos, and magamit pud to sa uban as their guide for doing certain activities. So overall, digital literacy is not just helpful for only certain persons, those persons who are able to use digital medias, but as well as those who do not use but have the ability or na sila kanang capable sila of using or capable sila of knowing the informations nga naa ngadto sa media. So, ang kaning digital literacy, it is very helpful for us who are global citizens nga kanang to be reached out sa mga wide reach man jud ang digital literacy, I mean digital media. So, if informations are kanang international informations man gani siya, is that still maka-access ta sa informations because media is kanang sustainable. It supports us. For example, in terms of education, let's relate it to education. So in terms of education, we use media in various ways. Before, we use books to sustain our knowledge, to sustain our learning, to provide references sa mga learning, and to kanang sources sa kanang to support our understanding about a certain information. But now we can readily access various informations from various sources through media. We use media in our learning. We search informations in media, mga further informations nga even ang mga books is dili jud na nila ingong tanan jud nga mga informations nga kailangan mo ibawan is naa jud sa books, because books is limited informations ra ang naa nga ra, and possibly dili sad tanan is updated. But when it comes to media, na ay mga dagang updated jud nga mga informations nga kanang even sa kanang long time na ang mulabay sad is that sustainable gihapon siya, kay magamit siya up until now, ma-restore nimo ang informations. But when it comes to books man jud, kay pwedeng ang mga words is outdated na kaayo, daan na jud kay tanan, because informations man jud is dynamic. It is not static. It does not remain the same. We are continuously improving, and the world is continuously changing as well. And as the world changes, we're also changing. Informations are also changing. So we must adapt to what is new. We must adapt to the changes in our world, such as kaning digital literacy, with the sa pagkalap aning kanang mga technology, daghan sa ang mga emerging literacies nga dapat natong mahibalan.